Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Queen, aka Misty Show. And as promised, I have my first live guest on a segment called Journey Back to You, Delilah's Story. And this is Delilah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. So give it up for her. I can't hear you, but I can feel you. So we're going to start on a journey that you're going to take us on. And at what age were you?
15.
And where were you when this journey started?
Newark, New Jersey.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what caused it to begin and what happened?
I guess the cause would have to be, like, I guess most childhoods, parents, my
Mm-hmm.
mother in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her, our relationship was never really a mother-daughter relationship ever since I was younger.
Okay.
Um, Constantly basically she moved me back and forth from Puerto Rico to New Jersey, Puerto Rico. Um, and it was a very hard childhood for me.
Really?
Hmm.
So, what age were you when you decided to step out on your own?
I was 15.
15.
I
Wow.
know. And I noticed that a lot of kids that age actually leave younger,
Really?
as a matter of fact, because to be honest with you, I left permanently when I was 15,
Mm-hmm.
but man, I before that I used to like run away from home, and she would call the cops and they would bring me back home, or I would run away to a friend's house and their parents would call my mom and she would go pick me up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty tough.
When you left for your longest stretch,
Hmm.
what event took place to make you leave?
Wow. When I left at 15 was when I had the last straw with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
She still is the type of woman that kind of chooses men over her children. It's so hard for me to say this, but me as a mother now, I still can't process it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what had happened was that I was sexually molested by her boyfriend.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I can freely speak about it now, but before it was it's a little tough because I mean to go through something like that is it's not normal.
Did you bring that up to your mother?
Oh yeah, we put him in jail. we
Okay.
we put him in jail, and I still had that anger towards her. I didn't even want to look at her in the face. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then she I think maybe about a year later she married an old guy, which till this day she's still married to him.
Okay.
And but she married him for convenience.
Okay.
So he did not like me because of the plain fact that I was a free bird,
Mm-hmm.
come in, leave whenever I felt like it. I was, again, I was very angry, with my mother. So my respect for her was completely lost. My respect for anybody at that matter was completely lost. I mean, people were at a point where they couldn't even handle me anymore,
Okay.
you know.
Wow. So, when you finally left, where did you go?
Um, I first went to a friend's house, and I stayed with her for a little while, but you don't want to be that burden on people and be an inconvenience to take up their space and eat their food, and even though I was young, I still have knowledge of what you should do and not do.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided that I was going to get a job. So I got a job in like one of those places where they take high school students for marketing and telemarketing and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did that. I continued school. I'm not dumb. I
Okay.
did I did my school.
Okay.
I was a free bird and I did a lot of things I shouldn't have, but I was addicted to school and I still am to this day.
That's
So
good.
I went to a friend's house at first, and then after that, little by little, there was a point where I had nowhere to go. It's a shame for me to say, I literally had to sleep under a bridge
Wow.
because I mean I didn't sleep. I mean I stayed up the whole night, kind of just waiting out for the day to come because who really wants to sleep under a bridge?
Right.
I mean, you see the uh how do you call them? I don't want to say bums.
Homeless people.
Yeah, the hobos,
Yeah.
homeless people. And and they sleep freely because it's like they don't care, but I
Hmm.
wasn't like them.
Okay.
So it was very hard. I would just kind of kneel and hold on to my legs and just kind of wait it out, and and see what would happen. Then at times I would stay over a guy friend's house, a couple of, I would like jump around, literally
Hmm.
just jump around until I finally settled down. I was like maybe 17,
Okay.
and I found an apartment with a really good friend that I found.
Okay.
And it wasn't an apartment. It was how do you call it? Like a room.
Hmm.
It was a, this was in Newark, and it was a house, but the basement had like maybe 4 rooms and then one bathroom.
Right.
So different people rented the rooms, and we all had to share the bathroom,
Yes, I can
but it
imagine
was
that.
pretty cool because I mean the people that were there, they were pretty cool people, and
Hmm.
I made more friends, and we were paying rent, we made money, so
So you're a survivor.
I am a survivor. I did a lot of things to survive that I'm not happy of, but
Let's go through some of them if you don't mind.
no, I don't mind. As long as I don't got nobody hunting me down.
Do not come
um,
after her.
no, please. I'm good now. um, Let me see. I started selling drugs.
Okay.
I got into a bad crowd of friends, and I started to sell marijuana. I never sold anything besides that. No pills, no injection, crazy stuff.
Hmm.
It was just pure marijuana, which nowadays a lot of people be like, marijuana, whatever. So, but before, it was a big thing. So I started doing that, and I was making money off of that. Then at that age, if you would have known me, Miss Yvette, I had a tremendous body that I looked at older. So what happened was that a friend of mine used to work at an after hours club,
Hmm.
and she told me, hey, maybe I can get you in bartending. And I was
Okay.
like, really? Okay. So I tried it out, and I went to the guy, and he hired me. It was an after hour club, so not
Hmm.
everybody was there.
Hmm.
Like police, or not anybody can go in,
Okay.
you know. So I went in, and he hired me. I started working there for a while until I noticed that that was a place that used to bring in and out drugs, and I did not want to get in trouble.
Okay.
So I left it. And it so happened that the owner son owns a real club. So he was like, oh, why don't you come with me bartending, working at the club or whatever. I was still underage, but I was
Okay.
like, hey, I need to make my money. So I did it. I never did anything that would jeopardize, I mean, that did jeopardize me, but I mean, in a way where I was going to put myself down as a woman,
Hmm. Hmm.
never had to stand on top of a bar, never had to change my clothes, or, none of that. Everything was. Then I got into a bad uh, clique, which was more of a gang,
Hmm.
and we started boosting cars.
Okay.
We used to go to like the rich areas to boost cars and make money out of selling the parts of it. And that was, let me tell you something. That's something that, um, I mean, I know they say that it's not good to regret your past, but I do regret things like that, because when you put yourself in the position of the person that you're stealing from, man, that's really bad. And me now, I would be so mad if somebody came to my house and boosted my car and took it all of a sudden. Wow. I mean, so then I was just trying to survive.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
just doing what I had to do to survive. It was hard. My mother didn't want to take me in after I was disrespecting her all the time,
Hmm.
even though I had a reason to.
Hmm.
But I do honor God's code, honor your mother and father. So I might as well just stay away from her, and instead of disrespecting her to her face. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I won't do that.
At any point, was she looking for you? Do you know if she was looking
No,
for you?
she wasn't. Nope. No,
Are you
she
sure?
wasn't. Yeah, I'm positive, because
Yeah.
I would show up out of the blue and be like, "Hey, mom, how you doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh, where you been?" Like nothing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it was like she knew. I mean, I